guys, and now I'm gonna be photographing lighthouse for the second time in my life. Yesterday I photographed the first time and oh boy was it so much fun. Now at the moment I'm in Fehmarn, Germany. It's very close to Denmark, and it's really beautiful and amazing here. And there's the lighthouse. I hope you can see it and I hope you can hear me because it's very windy. But yeah, I'll be heading there and taking some more photos. And in this video I will be going over how to actually photograph a lighthouse, and you will see how do I photograph a lighthouse. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight to the video and the different compositions you could use when taking photos of lighthouses and the things you should keep in mind when photographing them. There's many different compositions, and this is one of them. You can frame the lighthouse with something, and here I've got this tree, and through this hole right here I did frame this lighthouse with those, and I think it came out great, like you saw in these photos. Now then we go on and we find some more compositions. Okay, then another like a composition you can have is to have a lot of depth in the photo. So you can use something like the framing as well, there's a lot of depth, but also like something in the foreground like this. You can use this in the foreground to have a lot of depth, just like this I have done here, and that also comes out very amazing. So what also you can do is to have something in the foreground, like I'm having in this photo I'm making right here. I'm having these two red roses here, or flowers or whatever they are, in the foreground, and then having the lighthouse in the background. And this creates also depth, but then also adds to the photo a lot, as long as the foreground is cool in some way. So definitely try to using some foregrounds with like when you are photographing a lighthouse. And what I recommend is, of course, flowers can be amazing, or then some other kind of grass, or then a branch, you know, or maybe even a street. Depends, like depends on the photo, but there's many great options. And you can use, for example, rule of thirds with the foreground, with the composition, or then you can use a road as leading lines or something like that. I still have to add that when you are photographing a lighthouse, I think it's the absolute coolest when there is a light. So try to time it if you also want the light to the evening. I'm not sure of every single lighthouse in the world, but this one I'm photographing here on Fehmarn, that like light comes maybe like 1.5 hours before sunset, or like 2 hours before sunset, and the later it gets, the more obvious the light is. So try to kind of play around with the light, and like the light of the lighthouse, and then the light of like sunlight and stuff, like when you think of your photograph. So then a thing that is very important in all photography, and that's an angle. So what kind of angle should you use for your lighthouse photograph? That totally depends on what you want to do with the lighthouse. Do you want to make it look amazing, mighty and powerful, or do you want to kind of make it look lesser cool? But I think most of us want to make lighthouse look amazing, powerful and kind of majestic things. And in this case what you should do is to go to some angle down, like from down, and photograph it like this, like from the down to up. And this makes the lighthouse look powerful and mighty. And if in photography, when we like photograph from up to down, it makes us look more weak and not that powerful. So you should use this exact same thing when you're photographing a lighthouse. So definitely try to get a lower angle rather than maybe photographing from like very up So for example, on top of a hill, or then possibly with a drone. Of course with drone it can also come out great, but then you have to know that if you are photographing it from very up, then it probably won't look as epic and as powerful. I mean, the scene of course can still look epic, I'm not saying that, but the lighthouse itself might not look that powerful. That's what I'm trying to say. So what settings should you use when you are photographing a lighthouse? During the day, during the golden hour, I don't think it really matters what you use. Just use the settings like you would normally use. But then if you want to photograph during the night, then that's a different thing. What I prefer to do is to have some light painting going on with the light in the lighthouse. And this is because I want to get that light beam of the lighthouse, and I think that's like one of the coolest things about lighthouses. So I definitely want that being a major factor in my photos, like in this photo that I have taken earlier. I think in that one I used like a half a second of shutter speed, and you can try out maybe like from 1/5 of a second to like 1 second, like on that range, and see what comes out, and maybe also outside that. But I personally would recommend, if you want light, try to get some light painting there. During the night, of course, your compositions are much more limited, because you probably can't be photographed from very far away, depending of course what lens you have. But like I have a 1-night lens and it's 15mm f2, and that means I have to be very close to the lighthouse, that the lighthouse is visible at all. But now I'm actually waiting for the night here to get this this photo right here, just as a night version. And now I'm using 70-200 f4 for this. And it might be that I need to put to quite high ISO, but ISO shouldn't really matter as long as I'm getting the shot. But make sure that, I mean, just be aware that maybe you need to be very close to the lighthouse when you're photographing during the night. It looks very cool here, and I found a couple of amazing flowers, and I'm gonna be using them in this night shot as well. I hope this works out, because I'm using the telephoto lens now, taking this, so I don't know like how will it work out with the settings and stuff, but hopefully it works out good. And here is the final photo, whatever came out of it. Blue hour is a great time, maybe even the best time to shoot lighthouses. That's because you have a light of the lighthouse and it's showing up very well, and it's not too dark yet. This shot was taken during the end of the blue hour, for example. During blue hour you can still probably also use all of your lenses, which isn't probably the case during the night. Here is still one photo I shot on the first day of shooting the lighthouse. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video useful and entertaining. But before you go, make sure to subscribe for more photography videos and leave a like if you like this video. And still, before you go, in case you're a nature photographer and you'd love to get better at editing but still see Photoshop as a hard tool to use, I have great news for you. I'm soon launching a course where I teach exactly how to go from someone who doesn't understand Photoshop and is overwhelmed into someone who uses it with confidence. In case you're interested, feel free to sign up for the email list and I'll email you when it's out. There could be a coupon code for those who sign up before launch. Just saying. If you're watching this much later on, feel free to check out the course on the website and join the community and become great at Photoshop. Link is in the description. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, bye. So then, like, how do you actually take photos of those? How do you actually take photos of lighthouses? And this is like one way you can take photos of lighthouse. So you can have a framing. You can and the lighthouse is there, I think. There, I think it's there. Anyway, found some. I don't think can you see them, but I think cow game very windy here. I will look who I found. Cows.